Hello, everyone, and thank you for your interest in the San Antonio River Authority's Campus Cleanup Service Learning Program. You may be an educator who is looking for a way to inspire stewardship in your students while still connecting with the state standards. We developed this campus cleanup program for educators who wish to teach their students about the issues surrounding litter in the San Antonio River watershed while inspiring those students to take actions that will benefit their community and all of the people, plants, and animals who rely on the San Antonio River ecosystem. This video will describe the campus cleanup program and will provide some background information for teachers who wish to conduct this service learning program with their students. So let's dive in. Here is a map of the San Antonio River watershed. Notice that dark blue line right in the middle of the watershed. That is the San Antonio River. Our river begins in urban San Antonio and flows for 240 miles, where it merges with the Guadalupe River, and together they empty into the San Antonio Bay. Notice all of those little creeks and tributaries that feed in to the San Antonio River. All of the land in our watershed is connected to the San Antonio River. Litter primarily starts on the land, and you can see some examples of that in these photos here. It's really important that students understand that when it rains throughout our watershed, that rainwater moves across impervious surfaces like roads and sidewalks and picks up items on the land like litter. That stormwater runoff, as it carries litter with it, runs into storm drains like the one pictured here. And what many folks aren't aware of is that throughout our watershed, storm drains are not connected to a wastewater treatment plant like a sewer system is. Those are two completely different systems. On the left, you'll notice a sewer system where pipes lead to a wastewater treatment plant to treat that wastewater. And on the right, you'll notice a storm drain. These are not connected to wastewater treatment plants. So when stormwater runoff that is carrying litter enters into a storm drain, all of that ends up in the water. That storm drain will empty into our creeks, which, as you saw on the map earlier, lead to the San Antonio River. All of the litter that starts on the land ends up in the river. And of course, this affects the ecosystem, including the health of the wildlife and the water quality of our creeks and the San Antonio River. But what's so bad about litter? As litter breaks down over time, it may release chemicals that are going to degrade the water quality of the river. Additionally, plastics tend to break up into smaller and smaller pieces called microplastics, and these tiny bits of plastic disperse over a wide area, making more contact with animals who unknowingly ingest these little bits of plastic. Litter also poses health risks. This is a photo of a ring-necked duck with a plastic ring around its neck and bill. It was brought to our attention by a concerned volunteer, and fortunately, the River Authority team was able to remove the item and save the duck. This is a wonderful example about how one person who's paying attention can make a real difference. Check out this before and after. During our 2020 and 2021 fiscal year, the Watershed Park Operations team removed over 137,000 pounds of litter from the Mission Reach section of the river. So the River Authority staff does an incredible job. But wouldn't it be even better if we were able to prevent litter from entering the river in the first place? How do we do that? Well, that is where you and your students come in with the Campus Cleanup Service Learning Program. Let's talk about what service learning is. As you can see on the screen, service learning basically combines learning objectives with community service. So students are learning concepts from the state standards while volunteering to benefit their community. The basic framework for the Campus Cleanup Service Learning Program is a three-part process. First, educators will conduct a lesson about litter with their students. We've created a lesson plan along with a brief PowerPoint that can be leveled up or down depending on your students' needs. Then students and their teachers can go around their campus to pick up litter and actually conduct the campus cleanup. And finally, there are several possible extension activities that deepen students' understanding and give them an opportunity to educate others about the problem and how to fix it. Feel free to conduct the campus cleanup either once or seasonally, or make a grade level competition out of it. There are so many options. This program can truly be as big or as small as you want it to be. With the service learning program, you'll receive a lesson plan that has a PowerPoint linked on it that you can edit to suit your student's grade level or subject matter. And in addition to guiding you through the procedure, this lesson plan contains lots of ideas for extension activities that you or your students can choose to extend their learning. You'll also receive student handouts and accompanying class handouts that you can choose to use during your campus cleanup. All of these items are going to be linked on this page for you. Also linked in the procedure within the lesson plan is a survey that we would like for you to fill out after completing a campus cleanup with your students. The survey will ask for some basic information as well as the number of students who participated and how many pounds of litter your group was able to remove. During each semester of the school year, so fall and spring, we will be compiling the litter totals from that survey that I just mentioned, and we would love to include your data in our report. So please try to fill out that survey as soon as you have completed your campus cleanup. Then we will send out an email to everyone involved with the total weight of litter removed so that we can see our collective impact each semester. What an amazing way to empower your students and show them that others are getting involved and everyone is making a difference for the San Antonio River watershed. As is mentioned on the lesson plan, we encourage you and your students to use the Literati app as you collect litter. It's a really great way to document impact and collect data on the different types of litter that you find. So this is how Literati works. You take a photo of a piece of litter and tag the litter with its category before you discard it. You can create challenges for your friends and family, and you can use the data that you collect to inspire change in your community. As an organization who holds litter pickups with our River Warrior volunteer groups, we have some general tips and tricks for you. And all of these tips and tricks are listed on the lesson plan as well. First, it's helpful to split up your group, your students into groups and give each person a job. Helpful materials that you might want to use include gloves, litter pickers, trash bags, clipboards to hold the handouts and something to write with, and a kitchen scale or a regular bathroom scale so that you can document how much litter your group removed. Be sure that everyone's wearing closed-toed shoes, don't pick up anything sharp, and check with a teacher if you don't know what an object is. The lesson plan has a link to some safety information from the TxDOT Adopt a Highway program, but this isn't a comprehensive list, so please review safety information with your students before going out. Make sure that everybody stays hydrated, wears sun protection, bug spray, and dresses for the weather. Please be sure to fill out the form on this page to let us know that you and your students are interested in conducting a campus cleanup. All of the materials are located on this page, and they are totally free for you to download and use with your students. Don't hesitate to contact us if you have any questions about the campus cleanup service learning program. We hope to hear from you. And finally, we just want to say thank you for inspiring your students to be stewards of the San Antonio River and helping us keep the river safe, clean, and enjoyable for all. Have a wonderful school year.